Hey everyone, I want to share with you a very interesting software that's targeted towards photographers that shoot a lot of RAW files.
I'm definitely a big fan of doing things faster, so if there's something that's going to help my workflow, I'm going to try it out and let you guys know what I think.
Hi Rawsies! We are Triazendado from Portugal and our brand is Art Magna.
As a photographer, there are three important things in our career: money, time and space. What if I tell you that we can save on all three together by just installing one single software?
And today we're going to talk about an application called Rawsie. Rawsie is an application that compresses your RAW photos up to 80%.
And the best thing about it, we have no loss in image quality, nor do we have any loss in terms of how we can edit our RAW images.
As an event concert and wedding photographer myself, I photograph many pictures, travel, real estate and product photos, as well creating a lot of time-lapse and hyperlapses.
Or you're just a photographer that shoots events in RAW and you come home and you have 2,000 or 3,000 RAW files from a wedding. All these RAW files take up a lot of hard drive space.
I kind of never delete the RAW files. I want to keep them in case in like few years maybe I want to change something in the edit or I want to redo something.
Or if you're working on personal images that you don't ever want to blow up and you don't want them necessarily consuming the huge file space, but you still want a RAW file, Rawsie is a great application.
Reduce the RAW files by 80%. It reduced a 50 MB large RAW file to just 8 MB. 50,000 photos, you will end up with just 400 gigabytes only, which is freaking insane.
Massive saving in file size. So being a smaller file size, it obviously processes faster, the computer handles it better. Because the files are so much smaller, on my external 1TB SSD I have at the moment, I have 7 full day weddings on there, 5 of them which have video as well, and I still have 200 gig free on the hard drive. I can have all my current edits that I'm doing at the moment on this 1TB SSD, and I can carry it around with me if I need to go and edit somewhere else. I don't have to have multiple hard drives or buy really expensive larger hard drives, which is a real bonus for me. Now also a viable option for me to upload everything to Dropbox.
I'm just going to go ahead and do that because I have a bunch that need done. Find my current Lightroom catalog, go over and open it, and then it will bring you to this screen that shows you all the files you have in Lightroom. And click all these on and then hit import, and then it's going to come over here and do its thing. So right now it's working on 27 of over 10,000. Once it has your photos imported in here, you just go ahead and click start, and then it's going to start reducing your file sizes and automatically putting them back in Lightroom.
The second option is optimize individual RAW files. This option is mostly used by photographers who either don't use Lightroom or simply don't have to edit the images.
You basically grab your folder, drag it into Rozzy, it imports images, then you click start, and it reckons from this wedding I shot on Friday and 7 gig, which is awesome because that means less hard drives, quicker online storage. I'm a big fan. I'd highly recommend checking it out.
I'm just going to jump straight into the differences in image quality now after being compressed. So at the start, what I did was I picked a whole bunch of images from different locations, different lighting conditions, low light, extreme low light, like really high 8,000, 12,000 ISO. I found some images that had real nice clean blue skies to try and find banding or anything like that. Perfect lighting, any sort of situation you'd find at a wedding. I tried it and we put it through its paces.
This is Cheyenne and we did a shoot a while back last year using the Sony A9 Mark II. This is the RAW file and this is the DNG. As you can see, when I move between the RAW file and compressed file, let me zoom in 100%, there is no changes at all.
It's identical. There's no loss in quality that we could find at all. We looked very, very hard, up to 200%, trying to find a difference, and we could find nothing. And this is across the board with the blue skies, the dark photos.
Vibrance all the way up, and vibrance all the way up here. No changes at all to the file.
I couldn't believe it at first when I saw this.
Which it shocked me quite a bit.
And I started doing this, and I saved like 7 terabytes actually, like by shrinking all my archive from my NAS storage. Then every time I check any of the RAW files, they work exactly like the normal RAW file.
I can basically export 200,000 RAW files that I took onto external drives and not have to take 20 terabytes. I can get everything down to a reasonable size, so it doesn't cost me a ton of money, and it just works beautifully through Rawsie.
As we say, there's a life before and a life after Rawsie.